tracing the twisted roots of the dark supernatural strip away the pop culture portrayals and Halloween costumes, and you will find that the concepts of a darker supernatural realm, with its devils, witches, and occult mysteries, are deeply ingrained in human consciousness. But where did these potent ideas actually come from? The answer is not a single point of origin, but rather a fascinating, often turbulent, evolution spanning millennia. Join us as we embark on a journey through history, uncovering the diverse beliefs that forged our modern understanding of the shadowy underworld. Part 1. The Descent into Darkness, Unearthing the Origins. Before the grand narratives of monotheistic religions took hold, the world was a much more animistic place. One spirits. Everywhere in horned deities. Ancient pagan cultures lived in a world teeming with spirits. Not inherently good or evil, these were the capricious beings inhabiting trees, rivers, mountains, and hearths. They demanded appeasement, not worship, and could bring both bounty and misfortune. Similarly, many societies revered powerful horned gods like the Celtic Cernunnos or the Greek Pan. These figures represented raw nature, fertility, the hunt, and the untamed aspects of existence. They were wild, potent, and often feared, but never solely depicted as forces of malevolence or evil as we understand it today. 2. The Seeds of Evil, Zoroastrianism and Judaism. The first true blueprint for a supreme evil entity emerged in Zoroastrianism, an ancient Persian religion. Here, the universe was a battleground between the good god Ahura Mazda and his destructive counterpart Angra Mainyu, Ahriman. This cosmic dualism, a personified force of evil directly opposing the divine good, was a groundbreaking concept that would profoundly influence future faiths. Contrast this with early Judaism, where the figure of Ha-Satan, meaning the adversary or the accuser, appeared. This was not a supreme evil overlord, but more akin to a celestial prosecutor within God's court, tasked with testing human faith, as seen in the book of Job. Ha-Satan was God's subordinate, not his enemy, and certainly not a figure ruling a fiery underworld. 3. The Christian Transformation, Forging the Devil and Hell. It was within early Christian theology that these disparate threads began to weave into the tapestry we largely recognize today. The fallen angel. Christian scholars reinterpreted the Jewish Ha-Satan, fusing it with other apocalyptic visions to create Lucifer, the beautiful archangel who rebelled against God out of pride and was cast into hell alongside his demonic followers. This narrative provided a powerful origin story for evil and its agents. Demonizing pagan gods. To convert polytheistic populations, the early church systematically demonized their old gods. The venerable horned god Pan, once a symbol of nature's wild passion, was recast as the very image of the Christian devil, complete with horns, cloven hooves, and a tail. Local spirits and deities were recategorized as deceptive demons. Hell as a place of punishment. The concept of an afterlife also evolved. From the shadowy, ambiguous underworlds of Sheol, Hebrew, and Hades, Greek, Christianity developed a specific, terrifying vision of hell, a literal place of eternal, fiery torment reserved for sinners and unbelievers, presided over by Satan himself. 4. The birth of the witch conspiracy. By the late Middle Ages, the Church constructed new narratives to further solidify its authority and combat perceived threats. The pact with the devil, the witch, transformed from a village herbalist or healer into an individual who had explicitly renounced God and entered a diabolical pact. In exchange for supernatural powers, they offered their immortal soul to the devil. The Sabbat. Witches were accused of attending secret, nocturnal gatherings, the witches' Sabbat, where they allegedly worshipped the devil, often depicted as the now demonized horned god, engaged in orgies and desecrated Christian rituals. The Occult. The term occult simply means hidden. Practices like alchemy, astrology, and ceremonial magic, which sought knowledge or power through non-Christian sources or spirits, were deemed direct trafficking with demons. This hidden knowledge represented a dangerous alternative to divine revelation. In essence, the modern concept of a dark afterlife, complete with the devil, witches, and the occult, is a powerful Christian synthesis forged over centuries, combining ancient pagan spirits, Zoroastrian dualism, and Jewish angelology to define its own orthodoxy by violently opposing what it declared heretical. Part 2. Shadows in the Modern World. Who believes today? Despite our increasingly secularized world, belief in these shadowy concepts is far from dead. However, its nature has diversified dramatically. 1. Mainstream Abrahamic believers, theistic belief. For billions of Christians and Muslims worldwide, Satan, or Iblis in Islam, is a very real, rebellious spiritual being who leads demons and actively tempts humanity. Hell is a literal, terrifying destination for souls, and practices like witchcraft and the occult are considered genuinely dangerous because they involve interaction with these evil forces. This group represents the largest population of believers in these literal interpretations. 2. Modern pagan and occult practitioners, religious and philosophical belief. This is where much of the reinterpretation occurs. Wicca and modern witchcraft. Far from worshipping the Christian devil, followers of Wicca and many modern pagan traditions see themselves as reviving ancient pre-Christian nature religions. Their divine often includes a goddess and a god. The horned god here is a symbol of nature, virility, and the wild, not the embodiment of evil. Magic is seen as a way to harness natural energies for positive change. Satanism. Theistic Satanism, an exceedingly small minority, literally worships Satan as a deity or powerful entity. Lavian Satanism, Church of Satan, the Satanic Temple. This is the more prevalent form and is largely atheistic. It does not believe in a literal Satan or hell. Instead, Satan is a powerful symbol of rebellion, individualism, rationalism, and opposition to arbitrary authority and religious dogma. Hell becomes a metaphor for earthly suffering. Ceremonial magic. Groups like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn practice complex rituals. Their belief systems are diverse, but demons might be viewed not as evil monsters, but as archetypes of the unconscious mind or specific universal energies that can be understood and worked with for personal and spiritual development. Number 2. Folk and syncretic believers, cultural belief. In many parts of Latin America, Africa, the Caribbean, and rural communities globally, older beliefs in witchcraft, spirits, and the evil eye persist strongly. These are often blended with mainstream religions, e.g., Santa Muerte blended with Catholicism in Mexico. Here, witches or sorcerers, brujos, shamans who use their power for harm, are seen as real individuals who can cause illness, misfortune, or even death by interacting with a dark spiritual world. The belief is often immediate and tangible, affecting daily life. Conclusion. A mirror to humanity. The beliefs surrounding devils, witches, and the occult are profoundly alive, existing on a vast and complex spectrum. For traditional Abrahamic faiths, they represent literal forces in a cosmic war. For modern pagans and Wiccans, they are often misunderstood symbols of nature-based spirituality. For atheistic Satanists, they are powerful emblems of free thought and humanism. And for many in folk cultures, they are immediate spiritual forces shaping daily existence. The darker afterlife is not a static concept, but a powerful mirror, reflecting humanity's deepest fears about death, evil, and the unknown, continually shaped and reshaped by culture, belief, and the passage of time.